Gastel is back on Legendary Tactics, and this game he's trying to sell to me as a game that is like diplomacy, a game that I hold dear to my heart. But today we're talking about how to deluxify and improve your game with 3D printing. This is Legendary Tactics. Gastel, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Well, as you said, I've deluxified this. This is not the deluxified version of A War of Whispers, something that I really, really wanted. But that was before I got a 3D printer. And now I wonder whether or not I will buy deluxified versions, or if I will deluxify them myself.
So this is a bit of a test for you.
Right.
Now I have to say, when you introduced this to me, I really loved the gameplay. I loved the circle that went around and triggered the actions, and we sort of selected our actions as we went. I have to say I was very, very underwhelmed by the actual components, and that for me always starts with the little cubes.
Well, I didn't improve the little cubes.
No. Okay.
I like them. I think they don't take away from the board, but unfortunately when the cubes are on the board, you can't see where the cities are, where the huts are, where the towers are.
Right.
So this is what I've printed out. I printed out enough of each of these so that you just put the city there, you put this, and this, from what I understand, is one of the extra components in the deluxified version.
Oh, that's cool. So it didn't come with this before?
It did not come with this before.
You just had to see it on the board?
You just had to see it on the board.
Nice.
But now when you have your cubes there, it's still easy to tell that there's a tower there.
Yes.
Or a city, or a hut.
You just have to kind of work them around, because the number of troops I have usually surpasses the space available.
Not when I'm fighting against you.
You know, that's funny in this game, because you don't actually get possession of the troops. You just sort of are bidding on controlling and influencing the troops, which makes it a War of Whispers.
That's right. That's right.
That's very cool. These look really nice. There's a lot of detail
and they didn't take very long to print, and I actually printed them with wood impregnated PLA. So these are actually, you can sand them, and you know.
No way. That is awesome. Yeah, those are gorgeous. Okay, so can I convince you to maybe try upgrading these guys? I mean, if the rest is deluxified?
I think, that's an interesting point, because these guys are supposed to, the brown faction is supposed to be horsemen.
Yes,
and
cavalry.
And even on the cards for the yellow faction, they look like they're more like a army with shields and stuff like that. These guys are berserkers. You could probably make different little miniatures for each one, and it would really pop on the board.
It really would. It would feel like, oh, I'm influencing the cavalry, or it would just feel thematically more engaging than the board game cliche of the cubes that represent something.
And when the marauders are down here and you got these blue berserkers down here, it's really going to feel like yellow's been invaded. And of course, also there's the first player token. A nice.
What did you do there?
Well, maybe make a little statue or something, and now who the first player is very obvious on the board. Not that it wasn't before, but once you're 3D printing and deluxifying your game, you're trying to take it beyond its base game and into something a little special, maybe just your own.
Can I suggest a sword? And I definitely don't picture players stabbing each other as they pass it around the table.
I would trust everyone but you.
Yes. Okay, maybe a shield then.
Okay, that's better. That's
brilliant. Okay. Now, the other thing you mentioned was the round tracker.
Right. So usually you use this number, and it's okay. It's very functional. The game's great. It flows very well. But I actually started to print a little hourglass.
Perfect.
That can go around. Unfortunately, my print broke the first time, but I was also a novice at printing. So now that I've got a little more skill, I think I could give something like that a try.
Now, you might need 2 hourglasses. On one side would have a 1, the other side would have a 2, and then a second hourglass with a 3 and a 4. So you're actually turning the hourglass as the rounds progress.
That is very clever.
Awesome. You heard it here first on Legendary
he's giving me good ideas.
So is this the limit of what you're going to do with 3D printing in your collection, or have you already started looking at the wall of games?
I've been looking at the wall of games always. Always have some ideas. Actually, Sky Team is one that the components actually in Sky Team are excellent, but I had a little bit of a problem with how the board folds together, and I have an idea maybe to print it all brand new.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so let us know in the comments what game you would love to see deluxified, and if you have one on your shelf that you would do the same to. And as ever, get out there
Get gaming.
and be legendary.